If your PS4 Pro is overheating or giving you the PS4 too hot message, or if it just shuts off during gameplay without warning, you could need a new fan. I'm also going to be showing you how to clean out the heatsink if there's any dust buildup, and how to replace your thermal paste. And we sell all these parts that you need for this job, and I'm going to be putting the links in the description for those, so you guys can go ahead and check us out at our website. So let's start. Hey guys, another repair video from Fast Tech. We have a PS4 Pro today that came in on a Saturday morning, and it's very loud as soon as we load the game. It starts overheating and the fan gets really loud. We're playing Fortnite. We haven't even actually loaded the game. We're just on the start menu, and as you can tell, it's getting really loud. The fan's really loud, and according to the customer, it turns off within 15-20 minutes of gameplay. But we're not gonna wait for that to happen, or I guess we could, but we're not gonna wait for that to happen. I already know what the problem is, and I'm gonna be showing you guys how to fix this yourself. Alright, so we're going to start taking the PS4 Pro apart. There are these two stickers at the back here we're going to have to remove. Now, these stickers look like they've already been replaced, but the original ones have writing on them, and they have text, and basically that's your warranty sticker. If you open if you take these warranty stickers off, you're going to lose your warranty with Sony. So just be mindful of that when you're doing this. So I'm going to take these stickers off. And once we remove them, we're going to see two Torx T8 screws. I'm going to remove them. We're going to remove the back by removing the hard drive cover. By pulling on it, the hard drive cover is going to come off. And we can also take the screw out that holds the hard drive to remove the hard drive. Once the screw from the hard drive is removed, we're going to pull the hard drive out. One more screw here. And then we're just going to lift the bottom cover off. Like so. Also, we're going to flip the console over. And we can remove the top cover. That's very easy to do. I have a video showing you guys how to do that. It's super easy. You just lift the cover off, it comes off. Like so. And at this point, we can start removing the power supply and all the screws that hold the power supply in place. Now there's one more Torx screw, or a Phillips screw, that holds the power supply in. So we're going to flip the console over, and we're going to start removing all the screws. One of these screws here holds the power supply in, I believe it's the one in the middle. I'm going to remove the antenna cables. I'm going to remove the connector, the fan connector here. One more screw. Take this cover off. Now, we can remove the power supply because all the screws are out. And there's a connector at the front here. You can remove it from the power supply, or you can remove it from the motherboard. I would usually prefer to remove it from the power supply, but for this video I'm going to remove it from the motherboard just to make everything easier for you guys. And then we're going to flip the console over again. This area would usually be dusty, but I think the customers already opened the top cover. They watched one of my previous videos. They opened the top cover and cleaned this area out. But obviously they didn't want to take the motherboard out to do this job because this requires taking the motherboard out and everything else. I'm going to remove the rest of the screws. These black screws hold this plate that hold the brace for the heat sinks. And remove these ribbon cables. One of them has a black clip that you gotta lift. The big one has a clip. Be careful with the clip, you don't want to break that. And this piece should come off. There you go. Now we're gonna remove these screws. This is going to come off. Lift the motherboard out. Looks like the thermal paste is good, or it's been replaced already. It's come up to the motherboard, which, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not good. It's not a good thing either. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and replace the thermal paste. We're gonna replace it with Arctic Silver 5. This stuff here, we sell this on our website.
and I'm gonna put a link in the description. This is the best stuff. This is like the Rolls Royce of thermal paste. The only thing better than this would probably be liquid metal, and I'm gonna be doing a video on that in the next few months. But when it comes to thermal paste, this is when it comes to thermal paste, this is the best stuff. This is what you want to put in your gaming PC, your PlayStation, or anything, any computer console or heatsink application. This is the stuff to go with. So I'm going to remove the old thermal paste, and before we do that, I'm actually going to remove the heatsink, because we're also going to be looking for dust in the heatsink, which is what I suspect is overheating the system. So we're gonna remove these screws. Get the heatsink out. And just as I suspected, this is what most people miss when they clean the system out, is this heatsink right here. As you can see, it's completely clogged. There's no way for air to pass on this. About 80 or 90% of it is blocked, and that's what was basically causing our system to overheat. So I'm going to go ahead and replace. I'm gonna clean this out, and I'm going to replace the thermal paste. Looks like the fan should probably also be removed, and gonna give it a little bit of a clean over there. But yeah, this is really bad. This would cause your system to overheat. As you can tell, there's no air that's gonna pass. There's no air that's gonna pass through there, yeah, this will overheat your system. We offer this service if you don't want to do it yourself, obviously, because you got to take the motherboard out, and I'm going to put the link in the description. So check us out. Like, this much dust would definitely overheat any PlayStation. So 90%, as I mentioned earlier, 90% of it looks blocked. Only a small area is not covered with dust. The rest of it's covered with dust. I'm going to blow it out with an air can. So I've cleaned out the heatsink. It looks a million times better now. And we're going to be reinstalling that, but I'm also going to be cleaning out the fan as well. Ooh, that's gonna have to be cleaned too. Cleaned out the frame where the fan sits, so it's 1,000 times cleaner now. So we've given the fan a nice clean, and now we're gonna reinstall it. Reinstall the screws that hold the fan in. Now we can start reinstalling the heatsink. Careful, you don't want to damage any of the cables. screws in that hold it in place. I'm gonna remove the old thermal paste and install Arctic Silver 5. So the best way to remove thermal paste is you get some isopropyl rubbing alcohol or any medical grade alcohol, and what you want to do is you want to wipe down the old paste with some napkins, and depending on how dry the paste is, this one's not dry at all, so it's coming off very easily. But if this was dry, this would not come off so easy. So I'm going to leave the rest of it for the isopropyl. Get out of the corners of the APU chip here. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to put a little bit of isopropyl alcohol on the heatsink, not too much, just a little, and you're just going to rub it down. Make sure you get it all clean. You don't want the two different mixtures of compounds mixing. Okay, so you see it's coming off. The rest of it off, and we're going to do the same on the APU chip. And remember guys, you don't want to put too much because you don't want to leave isopropyl or any liquids on your APU. I mean, again, this is not water, so it does evaporate rather quickly, but still. So we're going to remove the remnants of the old thermal paste off the APU chip. We don't have to get it off the circuitry. We don't have to get it off there. You just need to make sure that the surface of the chip is clean and mirror-like, like this. It should shine. And that's when you know that you cleaned it right. Okay, so now we're going to start applying our new thermal paste. So the best way to do this is to put it on the heatsink first. And put just a little bit, not too much, because too much is bad. And just put this much. And what you want to do is you want to apply it. And then what you want to do is you want to do the same on the processor. Not too much. Just a little. Just about a grain's worth. And put that here for a second. Don't want to get Arctic Silver on our clothes because it's very difficult to remove. Trust me, I've been there. And so what we're going to do is, what you could do at this point is you could apply it with a flat card or a credit card or any kind of card that you might have laying around. Or you could also just put it in like that, and the force from the heatsink clamp would spread it evenly. But just in case it doesn't, and some of you guys are probably doing this for the first time, I'm going to show you how to apply it evenly. So what you're trying to do is get a flat card or something like that, and then just apply it evenly on the surface of the APU chip. Make sure it's spread out evenly. If you get any on the side, that's not a big deal because this stuff is not conductive. Unlike liquid metal, which is conductive, this is not. what you want to do is you want to spread it evenly on the heatsink as well. Just where the APU chip sits. Like that. And also on the APU chip itself. So we have 2 layers of freshly applied Arctic Silver 5. Now we can start reinstalling the motherboard back in. And connect the fan. Start installing the heatsink. Start installing the heatsink again. For this here, you guys want what you want to do is you want to tighten the screws diagonally. Do them one at a time. Like so. And just tighten them all at the same time. I can start installing this piece back on. Install this piece back on. I'm going to make sure you get all the cables out of the way. This corner goes in first. There's a hook that goes under the motherboard. Make sure none of the cables are in the way. And now we can start putting all the cables back on. I'm going to start with the antenna cables. start installing the ribbon cables for the disk drive. This is the connector for the power button. Now we're going to start installing the screws. I'm going to move the console down just so I can show you where the black screws go in here. And then in here, it's all, it's gonna be the Torx screws. Oh, sorry, not here. That one holds the power supply in. That one's gonna be installed after the power supply is hooked up. And then we're gonna start installing the rest of the Torx screws back in. We sell the Torx screwdriver on our website, guys. The link's going to be in the description. Now I'm going to flip it over and install the power supply. Now we can install that torque screw in, like that. Okay, now we're gonna install the hard drive in. We're gonna install the bottom cover. This side goes in first. You gotta angle it and then push it in from the back. Like that. And flip it over. Same thing here. The back end goes in first here, the power supply side, and you can just push it in from the front. You're gonna install the torque screws back in. Install the hard drive cover back on. Goes in like this side in first, and then you gotta push it in. And I'm gonna install the last torque screw that goes in here. I'm going to be installing our new FastTech warranty sticker on here. Since this customer is getting their repair done by us, they do get a 6 months warranty. As long as they don't remove the warranty stickers. There's going to be 2 on the PS4 Pro. That. One goes here. Now I'm going to be testing the console to show you guys the difference. I'm thinking it's going to be running a lot quieter now that we've cleaned out the dust buildup on the heatsink and replaced the thermal paste. Now it should run very quiet. So I've had it on for about 2 minutes. It's idling. It's still in the PlayStation menu, but it's already significantly quieter than it was last time. But I'm going to be running a game on it and see how loud it gets, if it even gets loud. It's loading Fortnite right now, and the system is super quiet now. I can't even tell that it's on. We're in the loading screen right now, and before it sounded like a jet engine. And now you can't even hear it. So that's a big improvement. Yeah, in this menu before, it was going crazy. We're not connected to Wi-Fi, so I don't think it's gonna connect to game. So I connected it to my Wi-Fi. I'm gonna load up a game, and just waiting to connect to a lobby so we can start. But even with certain game elements loaded, you can't even tell if the PS4 Pro's on anymore because it's so quiet now. And yeah, so that looks like a big improvement from last time. Just looking for a lobby now. So it looks like the game's loaded. And we're in the game now. We are playing on my customer's account, so I don't want to get him killed and have him lose rankings or anything like that. Oh, looks like we're getting dropped. So I'm probably going to exit this game before I get him killed or affect his rank or anything like that. But basically the game's loaded now and the system's super quiet. I believe the system wasn't even getting to this point in the game before. The game would just shut off. The PS4 would just turn off. It would give the PS4 too hot message and it would just turn off. And that's what was happening before, but now it's working. And the system is running super quiet. And I believe it probably reduced the temperatures on the APU chip as well. So we're just going to drop here. And I'm going to quit as soon as I land. But yeah, another successful repair video from Fast Tech. Again, all the tools for this job are going to be in the description, including a fan if you need a fan replacement, because in some cases the fan gets damaged too. In this case it wasn't. The thermal paste we sell on our website, and the Torx T8H screwdriver, which you're going to need to take your PS4 Pro apart. And subscribe, like the videos, comment and share, and click the bell next to the subscribe button, and we'll catch you in the next one.